Nobody cares. There's things that you think people care about that nobody cares about. The best example, this got me thinking this morning. I got out of the shower and I did my hair and I was like, I'm a bit sweaty already. My hair's not really doing what I want. But you don't know that. Nobody else does. Nobody else on earth notices, cares, or is bothered about anything other than their own hair or their own thing. I woke up this morning, I got a few spots. There's one in my beard, there's one up here, there's one on the edge of my lip. You don't care. You don't notice. You'll be looking at me thinking, yeah, John, that's irrelevant and insignificant. Yeah. Turns out, it's just not important. So, bear that in mind going forward, that these tiny things that hold you back don't mean anything to anyone else. And if they don't mean anything to anyone else, why should they mean anything to you? Don't get me wrong, nobody wants to have a spot or marks or blemishes. We all like to look our best or what we think our best is. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Don't let stupid things like that hold you back. I used to. That's the reason I'm mentioning this, because today, like I say, with the spots and filming, there was a point in time where I would be like, I was going to film today and now I can't. And I wouldn't. I'd have been like, no, not today. And that just holds you back so much. And I've only now got to a point in my life where I'm like, no more. No, absolutely not. You know, and even in this day and age, if you were walking down the street and somebody fell off a bike, for example, they're riding the bike, they crash into a lamppost and they fall off. It's 50-50 whether the people watching would film them or help them. I'm not even sure it's 50-50. I bet more people would be like, let's take a quick pic of that to show my friends later. That's it. And it's not about you personally, it's just about, it's the obscurity of what's happened. The obscurity. Obscure is not a word. Obscurity. It's just uncommon. And people like to share that with friends and family to almost one-up each other with exotic and unusual things. Partially social media to blame. But, one sec, my camera's slowly falling over. I didn't even realise. So yeah, it just doesn't matter. Like that now, the camera falling over. Nobody cares. It doesn't matter. There's the same again, there's a point in time when I've been like, scrap the video, start again. No, just embrace your imperfections. Just embrace you. Live your life like you are. Just the freedom it unlocks it's enormous. And like I say, I can't say, stop caring, and you go, if only it was that easy. That's like if you're sad or depressed and people say, but just try not to be. Do you know how many people that's cured? 0. Because if it was that easy, people would just stop being depressed. I know your self-consciousness is not necessarily a choice, but I feel there are micro choices within your entire self-consciousness. You know, another one came out today, got in the car, realised, look, I don't know if that's washing powder or something. And same again, in a past life, I'd have been embarrassed. I'd be like, my top, it's filthy. Well, tell yourself this. What if you'd been to work all day, like as a plasterer or a painter, and you'd got paint on your top? You would be like, yeah, I've been at work. Of course I've got paint on my top, I'm a painter. So what's the difference in me walking out the house and being like, yeah, of course my top's mucky. Just sometimes it is. It's fine. It just doesn't matter. Nobody else cares, I promise. And like I say, you can't just turn it off. But if you can be conscious of other people's lack of care, I find it really settles me. It really does. You know, even like in the gym, the only reason that there's mirrors is so people can look at themselves. You know, it's called the spotlight effect. That's one of the names of the, I don't know if it's a phenomenon or what, but there's a term called the spotlight effect where people think, you walk into a room and they think everybody's looking at them like, it's not true. No, they're not. Everybody's thinking about themselves. And that's it. So anyway, rant over, try and care less. And I promise it'll help. I even strongly believe you care less as you get older, and there'll be people in their 40s, 50s, 60s that say, I wish I'd cared less from when I was younger. You know, I feel fortunate that I've got to this position prior to being 30. That's great. You know, there'll be a few people on their deathbed right at the last second go, little things just don't matter. They just don't. So, anyway, this is Rant Over, and yeah, I'm just trying to share some wisdom and make us all better. We've got this team.